poverty, corruption, drug addiction, child marriage, discrimination between men and women, discrimination on the basis of religion, language, caste, clothes, etc. Are these the signs of a free country? Do they call this a free country, an independent India? Girls are not allowed to go out of their houses. Muslim women have to wear a burqa before going out. Hundreds of girls are killed by their in-laws or not getting dowry. Most of the youngsters in India are drug addicted. Girl child is not accepted in many parts of India. In 1983, there was a fight between Sikhs and Hindu. And why? On the name of religion. Today, still men are thought superior than women. Women are not given the certain rights, although Constitution grants them. Although child marriage is banned in India, but still it is very common in many parts of India. More than half of the ministers in India are corrupt. They never think about developing India, but they think about winning the elections, either by hook or by crook. They make thousands of promises, but fulfill only some. One of our biggest faults is that we think of India's second largest population as a liability and burden on us, and mistake by thinking that this is why India is not developing. But if we think positively, we have the second largest workforce in the world. China has the largest population, but still it is a developed country. Therefore, we need to change the way we think. We need to solve the social problems from their roots. Today, we need people like Anna Hazare who've taken step forward. People need to be aware of their surroundings and need to oppose those social problems. They need to be aware of their basic rights and need to raise their voices against all the wrong happenings in India. Those like Anna Hazare ought to wake up and make India a free and independent country. Thank you.
As she said, corruption, reservation and unemployment are very different topics. We are actually diverging from our concept of a free country. They are very debatable topics which can take us off the point. But still, reservation is done only to ensure equality to the backward sections of the society. And moreover, my worthy opponent has said that people are unemployed and they do not know about their rights. Government of our country, our state, we can take any example, is promoting free education. Why is it doing so? Because of our freedom, our laws, our rights.
I would like to oppose my worthy opponent, Gurleen Kaur, that dowry system is now banned and child labor is also.
Internal and external people are due to the injustice, the racist discrimination, politics,
and narrow-minded old traditions like sati, dowry, domestic violence, poverty, which is still existing in a country. At such moments, we should look back at the times when India was really a free and independent nation, even though it was a long, long ago. But a question that needs some thought is, what does freedom really mean? How long will it take before each citizen's life is guaranteed? How long will it take to beat corruption? How long will it take to know the real meaning of freedom?
And all the teachers, good morning. First of all, I would like to wish Happy Republic Day to everyone. Today, I am standing here to oppose the motion that India is a free country. We proudly say that India is a free, prosperous, secular, glamorous and multicultural country. After 64 years of independence, our society has changed. Our cultures have changed, our education level has increased, our thinking has changed. But even then, we are not free of corruption, we are not free of pollution, we are not free of our religion, nor we can say we are free of our nation. Nowadays, 98 out of 100 ministers are corrupt. I am just shocked to see this sudden change in our country. The recent scams involving unimaginably big amounts of money, such as 2G spectrum scam, as well known. It seems as if only the honest people are poor in India and want to get rid of their poverty by education, emigration to cities and immigration, whereas the corrupt ones are getting rich through scams and crime. It seems as if India is a rich country filled with poor people. A 2005 study conducted by Transparency International in India found that more than 55% of Indians had first-hand experience of paying bribes or influence peddling to get jobs done in public offices successfully. Neither we can say our country is free of pollution. As far as our eyesight goes, we just see an unpleasant scene of piles of garbage, wrappers of candies, etc. This situation is also created by us, Indians. Many do not have the freedom of religion also. If a woman is married, suppose she belongs to the Sikh religion and she is married in a family who belongs to the Hindu religion, her Sikh religion is overlapped by the Hindus. Thus, this shows that we also don't have the freedom of religion, do we? Nor many women have freedom to give birth to the girl child in the states like Bihar. Why only Bihar? Many parts of Punjab, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, women are badly treated if they give birth to a baby girl. The rising prices of petrol, vegetables, food grains, etc. are adding petrol to the fire. The common man has to think 10 times before taking a decision that what vegetable to buy. It's up to you. Is this the freedom of a country? Are we really free? The corruption, the imbalance of society, our negative thoughts, unawareness of rights are the major reasons for why India is still not one of the top nations of the world. This year, we should contribute towards the freedom of fellow citizens who have been less fortunate than us and get the feeling of real independence in them too. We shall all take this pledge. We hold in our hand the most precious gift of all, freedom. The freedom to express our art, the freedom to express our love, ourselves, the freedom to be who we want to be. We are not going to give that freedom away and no one shall take it from us. Thank you.